Which political party you think lost during COVID?
Well, so something that I like to say is, I'm going to get canceled for saying this, but I am going to get canceled for saying this, but I think for a long time, reality had a liberal bias. Like, it was the liberals who were pushing equality for blacks. It was the liberals who were pushing equality for gays, things that we all now agree are like commonsensical, right? Like that every human deserves to live in dignity. But I think over the last 5 years, the last 3 years, the last 2 years, and certainly over COVID, with the school lockdowns, with the endless lockdowns, with the this oppression of the working class, I really think that reality has sort of started to take on a bit of a conservative bias. Like, it does seem to me that the right, increasingly on questions that matter very much to the American people, like the right to have a say over their children's education, their children's life, their right to bodily autonomy, their right to live in dignity, their right to the American dream. A lot of these things, I think, increasingly you hear conservatives speaking to where most Americans are at and representing a reality that the left has really sort of left in the dust.
Yeah. I agree. I agree that and by the way, some of the folks that maybe are listening to you that are more your side politically are kind of sitting there saying, well, you can't say that because if we do, we may lose something. Didn't you just see the stat that 1 million people switched from Democrat to Republican? The story just came out 2 weeks ago. You're helping that even more. But I would say this, the political party that lost during COVID, they initially won. It's kind of like a basketball game when they come and say, hey, the Celtics are up 28 points in the first quarter. The Celtics lost by 17 points to the Golden State Warriors. So the Democrats started off with a big lead in the first half. Oh, my God. Look at you. Freaking Republicans. And then fourth quarter came around. What the hell were these guys doing? It unfortunately, a part of COVID was awesome for America to see. I'm not talking the loss of loved ones, any of that. I'm talking a part of COVID was it revealed what the motive really was for the people on the left.
Big time.
It revealed.
Ooh, and what do you think that motive was?
Control. I know what's right for you. Last night, shout out to Elena who works here. Do you know where the concept of Build Back Better came out of?
The World Economic Forum?
Yeah, so the World Economic Forum is the original Build Back Better. If you ever... Do you have the link to this? I'm going to show this.
It's our friend Klaus Schwab.
That was a scary...
Yeah, so I'm gonna send this to you. I want you to pull this up and just take a look at this article on World Economic Forum and look at what the date is. Okay, that's what's concerning. When was the election, by the way? When was the election?
November
of what
20.
year? Okay,
20.
So I want you to look at this article, Tyler. Pull this article up that I just sent you. Pull this article up and look at the date. It's kind of weird. I'm not. I think if you're watching this, folks, I think you need to dig into this for your own self and do a little bit of research. Spend 30 minutes on this and play around and see what you figure out.
And Pat, the World Forum, is it just a bunch of people, rich elites that are just gathering, talking about what's good for us and what's not good for us? I know some of them were talking about how you shouldn't own anything.
They want the new world order.
That's what
they want
is.
it to become. Okay, so watch this. What is the date?
July of
Make
20.
it a little bit smaller so they see the logo at the top and they know what the link is. What's the logo at the top? If you can zoom in.
World Economic Forum.
Can they see it right there? Zoom in a little bit on the logo all the way at the top of the website. It says World Economic Forum. If you look at the link, it's the World Economic Forum website.org. Look at the date. July 13, 2020.
Oh my God, I feel like I need a tinfoil hat.
What the hell is going on? To build
this
back better, we must reinvent capitalism. And then Biden, without even holding anything back, comes and they call it the Build Back Better. The pandemic has brought us the focus of vulnerabilities in our systems and institutions, but it also offers us a chance to shape a more resilient and sustainable world. Here's how businesses and policymakers can start building the green and inclusive future we need. Thanks to an ongoing pandemic, the world is off balance and it will remain so far for years to come. Far from settling into a new normal, we should expect the COVID-19 domino effect, triggering further disruptions, positive as well as negative, over the decade ahead. Okay, so if you keep going lower and lower, there's a part that they talk about a few different things. Okay, go lower, that's the part. So right there, the world's largest shipping company is setting up a research center to decarbonize the industry. The great reset after COVID-19 must put people first. Yeah, right. Four-way stakeholder capitalism can create a more resilient post-COVID MENA region. So I don't know. Like think about it from this standpoint. Imagine if 30 years from now, a person goes up and runs for office, and their campaign is called Make America Great Again. 30 years from now.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to be 73. What's the first thing we're going to be thinking about?
Trump. You guys took that.
Wait,
you stole that.
What?
Heard it already.
Make America Great Again was from a guy named Trump. Mm-hmm. You know what? The billionaire? Yeah, you guys weren't with that guy?
Yeah.
Make America Great Again. So imagine if you take a campaign from somebody in Germany on what his campaign was, and it's the identical. You're not even changing a little bit. Grow back better, like verbatim. Mm-hmm. We need to build back better to reset. A true recovery from COVID-19 will not be about putting things back together the way they were. We need to build back better to reset. This is why so many people are writing a book called The Great Reset. I think Beck wrote a book. I think a couple other people just wrote a book titled...
This is their motto. It's The Great Reset. You'll own nothing and be happy.
Yeah, and
that's what it was.
So I don't know. So for me, during COVID, what it did is we really figured out what your motives were. Like, okay, cool. That's what your motive is? No problem. The moment I know and you know someone's motive, like... When a woman goes on a date with a guy and he straight up says, look, just got out of an ugly divorce. I have no desire to have a girlfriend. But if you want to have fun, let's go to my place, have fun. I'll come to your place if you just want to have fun. So guess what advantage you have now? Now you know my what? Motive. So you can decide what to do with that motive. So now you have to make a decision that's what? You either are going to say, between us, let's go chill. I'm cool. Okay? Or you may say, yeah, I've actually been out of a relationship for a couple of years and it was a bad one, but I'm ready to get into a relationship and I actually want somebody that I can have a serious relationship with. I've had too many of these Tinder stuff the last couple of years. I'm done. I kind of want to have somebody serious. Now I know your motive. Our motives don't match, but you know mine and I know yours. Great. The Democrats, some of them on the left, kept their motives. Now we know their motives. And it's a beautiful thing because it's very hard to go back. This is why a lot of people who were Democrats, who were registered Democrats saying, I'm sorry, bro, I'm not with that, dog. I'm okay. You're there. I'm not with you.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.